Okay, it's been a few days since BTS Jin pulled off that super memorable and legendary Encore concert for his fan meeting world tour, Run Seokjin EP tour over the weekend. And in this video, we're gonna have some casual conversation about two topics that happened afterward. Two very different but equally interesting parts. First, the unexpected appearance of Mexico's Minister of Economy, Marcelo Ebrard, who allegedly attended the show while visiting Korea for the APEC Summit. And I saw several Korean media articles talking about that, blending like pop culture, diplomacy, and some politics. And as always, instead of making an immediate reaction, I will, approach from multiple angles. And second, we'll talk about the heartfelt reflections that Jin's own concert musicians shared on their Instagram after the encore, because they reveal what it was really like behind the stage. You know, how Jin treated everyone he worked with, and how deeply those final performances affected them. Okay, so let's start here. Here's an article that I found a couple days ago in Korean titled, Mexico's Minister of Economy attends BTS Jin's fan concert, a glimpse of K-pop's global reach. Marcelo Ebrard, Mexico's Minister of Economy, drew attention after attending BTS member Jin's solo fan concert during his visit to South Korea for the APEC Summit. He attended the event on behalf of Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum. So he attended APEC Summit on behalf of the president. That's her, Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo, Mexican politician, energy and climate change scientist, and academic who is the 66th and current president of Mexico since 2004. She's the first woman and the first Jewish person to hold the office. And she wasn't able to come to Korea because she's busy due to a national emergency caused by severe flooding. My prayers go out to those who have suffered or who are currently suffering from the flooding. Back to the article. According to reports from the music industry on November 3rd, Ebrard was spotted at Jin's second-day fan concert held on November 1st at Incheon Munhak Stadium, seated in the back rows of the second floor in the general section. And the article says, he previously drew attention during Mexico's 2023 presidential primary when he made, check this out, inviting BTS as one of his campaign pledges. At the time, he even held a poster featuring photos of the BTS members stitched together and uploaded a video referencing BTS on his social media. As Minister of Economy, he is currently responsible for promoting Mexico's industry, trade, and foreign investments. And the article says, a music industry official commented, the global influence of K-pop, led by BTS, is having a positive effect on promoting friendship and cultural exchange with government officials and leaders around the world. So there we go. What do you think after reading this article? First of all, my instinct was, I'm all about, fact checking. So I was like, I wanted to find out whether it's true or not, or whether it's fake news. But it turns out, there's a footage from Jin's concert at Incheon Munhak Stadium showing a suited man walking to find his seat, surrounded by two security guards. And the caption says, now I'm wondering who that was at the Jin's concert and why two bodyguards are with them. So yeah, chances are he was the Minister of Economy in Mexico, and several news organizations in Korea verified his attendance and connected it to his earlier 2023 campaign pledge to invite BTS if he was elected president. Now, I thought, okay, this is pretty interesting. National Ministry of Economy attending a concert, fan concert. There's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing really surprising about that. But I thought it was interesting, so I decided to take a visit to his social media TikTok account, official TikTok account with 1.4 million followers. And it turns out he has posted about BTS pretty often. So as soon as he landed in Korea, he posted this, taking a KTX train with the caption, we have arrived in the land of BTS. Also caption, see translation, Your server, probably referring to himself, arriving in South Korea, one of my favorite places. I will share more information about my visit. Hashtags Army BTS, BTS, and BTS. Also, about RM's speech, he also posted. Let's see. Well, what? RM himself giving a powerful speech in Korea. I couldn't take a picture. How do you see it? Or what do you think? And this is the footage that he uploaded, an RM speech. So that's cool. But then he has posted before. For example, I'm going to talk about that. Oh, okay. I wanted to show different footage. He also posted this, J-Hope's dance challenge with other, artists, and then footage of himself dancing in the video to the music. And then he posted this, RM and V's military discharge event. So, all right, sounds like he's posting pretty frequently about BTS. I don't know what's going on. But then I found something more iffy. For example, this one, where this is J-Hope's. Why does this do this? TikTok sometimes does this. Kind of frustrating, but give me a moment. Or if it doesn't work, I will just describe. So the caption reads, who is going to HYBE's concert today? He even sent me a message. What song do you think he will start the concert with? And he made it look like J-Hope sent a personal message to him, and he's acting like he's responding to J-Hope. I don't think this ever happened. But then if you look at the hashtags, it's even weirder. So J-Hope, Army BTS, BTS, Marcelo Ebrard, that's fine. But then it says Economia, Mexico, and then Donald Trump. Is that a mistake or deliberate? I don't know. And then this is even sketchier. So check this out. AI generated photo of him with Jungkook wearing sports jerseys or something. What does it say in translation? I say Jungkook goes for the powerful. What do you think? I mean, whenever people create AI generate images of artists, I think it's kind of weird. This one, though, I would say this is fine. So, in this footage, he wrote, "Have you seen him call me? Sometimes we find surprises when we open a door. Did you already know this great song?" And is the footage of him opening a door. And when he opens the door, the video shows Jimin dancing to who? Remember running the hallways of my mind. Like this. I mean, this is fine. This is a funny edit. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about the AI generated photo. So you see a kind of deliberate narrative of soft diplomacy mixed with digital populism. And I wanted to dig deeper. So the article, Korean article, says that he made that interesting pledge of inviting BTS if he were elected as president in 2023 primary, right? But it turns out it goes way back to 2022. So here's an article that I found in Spanish. BTS fans comment on Marcelo Ebrard's photos from his visit to South Korea. Fans of the K-pop group BTS, known as ARMY, celebrated Mexican Foreign Minister Marcelo Ebrard's photos after his diplomatic trip to South Korea. And this article is from 2022, August 7th. And at the time, he was a foreign minister. Okay? Marcelo Ebrard, Secretary of Foreign Affairs, recently visited South Korea. Although the main purpose of his visit was to accelerate the free trade agreement negotiations between Mexico and South Korea, BTS fans online continue to show their enthusiasm and support. During his stay, Ebrard highlighted the importance of strengthening bilateral relationships, covering topics from politics to pharmaceutical cooperation. His visit concluded with the formal recognition of his contribution to advancing Mexico-Korea relations, as he was named an honorary citizen of Seoul. But then it says, while in South Korea, Ebrard shared on social media accounts several photos and videos from his meetings with Korean business leaders and officials, setting them to music by groups like Blackpink and BTS, which immediately caught fans' attention online. Today in Korea, I took the train to attend a meeting with aerospace authorities. He says, the train is such a great means of transportation. It gives me time to review the main negotiation points and agreement proposal for Mexico. We'll have a very productive and full schedule today, he wrote, accompanied by BTS song Dynamite. And the article says, fans of BTS quickly filled his post with comments asking him to bring BTS to perform in Mexico City's square, Zocalo Square. And following the flood of responses to his BTS-themed post, the article says, Ebrard uploaded a short video addressing the fandom directly, saying, greetings to everyone who has written to me during this trip to Korea asking about BTS. Who's your favorite member? Hello to all BTS members. Hello to all BTS fans, sorry. One of the most interesting pop groups today, based in Korea. Greetings. With the hashtags. BTS Big Head Official, Army BTS, BTS Army, BTS Mexico, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, RM, Jimin, V, Jungkook. So, yeah. And I think that's when his interest in BTS really started. After realizing that, this is how he can gain attention. Because it's kind of hard to ignore how calculated it kind of looks. I don't know, maybe he's a genuine fan, and maybe that's why he attended Jin's concert. But he's been mentioning BTS since 2022, right? And it's not just casual. It's clearly aware of how the fandom reacts. Because every time he posts something with BTS, engagement skyrockets. And as a politician, he must know that ARMY is one of the most mobilized and digitally powerful communities out there. So it's the kind of attention that any campaign strategist would kill for. So yeah, maybe it started as a soft diplomacy, so to say, using K-pop as a cultural bridge between Mexico and Korea. But now it could also feel more like populism, like dressed up as fandom. Although I need to be very careful and cautious about commenting on politicians in other countries. So which is why I like to invite Mexican natives in the region, how they think about this whole situation and how do you think about this person. But it might be the case that like he's using BTS as a shortcut to seem approachable, global, and in touch with youth culture. And especially the AI Jungkook photo, I think that really crosses a weird line. I mean, it's not illegal, but it's kind of tone deaf, especially from someone in office. And honestly, the more I look into this, the more conflicted I feel. As a fan, some people might find it surreal that BTS has this level of influence, right? That a foreign minister would actively use their name in diplomatic messaging and even attend a fan concert. But some other people might think that fans should be careful about celebrating it too blindly, because the moment politicians realize fandom engagement can translate into real political capital, is not about admiration anymore. It's about leverage. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I thought that was interesting and I wanted to share it with you, even if briefly. Now, in the second part of the video, let's talk about these reflections shared by musicians. So, first of all, right here. So, his name is Kim Chang-hyun, who played keyboard during the world tour for Jin's concert. And he wrote this. 이 여운을 대체 어떡한담. 이번 건 꽤 오래 갈 듯. 안녕 런석진 유유 꼭 다시 만날 수 있기를. How am I supposed to move on from this feeling? This one's going to stay with me for a while. Goodbye, Ron-seokjin. I really hope we can meet again someday. And he posted some footage from the concert. Beautiful footage. So Does it? Yeah, it includes a sound as well. And screams of fans. Huh. It might be super cool to play live music in this types of settings. But then this guy, guitarist Park Shin-won, left a long message in English, long post. So let me read this for you. Run Seokjin episode tour has truly come to an end. It all started on a blazing hot summer day, and now, as cold winds blow through autumn and into early winter, it's finally over. Looking back, I think even the cold wind couldn't cool down the warmth and excitement inside the stadium. As I mentioned before, the time I spent with Jin felt like a dream, and those moments were so happy. I will always remember how he prepared the show and thought of all of you, ARMY. During the final encore, many of his teammates joined as special guests, and watching that and being able to perform alongside them was an honor and a true joy. I was a bit jealous having such close-knit teammates to share those moments and happiness with. Their bond looked so strong, and I'm sure the other two who couldn't join this time supported Jin in their own way. So yeah, here he's talking about the BTS members, right? Jimin and V, and J-Hope and Jungkook, who came and even performed. And at the end of this paragraph, he's talking about RM and Suga. And first of all, I think it's super interesting how he said, first of all, during the final concert, final encore, many of his teammates joined as special guests, and watching that and being able to perform alongside them was an honor and a true joy. I was a bit jealous having such close teammates to share those moments and happiness with. Their bond looked so strong, and I'm sure the other two who couldn't join this time supported Jin in their own way. And yeah, for sure. And I recently saw this footage. Suga, longtime friend and producer L Captain talking about Suga. Like something like, everybody stop worrying. Why do you worry so much about Suga, Yoongi? Because Yoongi hasn't been active for a while, and I'm sure a lot of fans are asking around how Suga is doing. Yoongi is stronger than anybody, so stop worrying. Anyways, I just wanted to bring that, mention that right here. Now, continuing on with this message, at this very moment, reflecting on the concert, I feel this. I want to become a better person. By continuing to grow, improve, and work hard, I'll become someone better so that someday I might get another chance to perform with Jin and hopefully with everyone together again. Thanks to everyone who worked hard for the show and to my fellow band members who trusted me as the band master and performed with me. And also a huge thank you to all the ARMY who supported me as well. I pray that everyone will always be happy. Goodbye. So yeah, that was a very heartfelt message. And a drummer, Kim Dong-hyun, also shared this. Encore, final wrap up. Now it's just a memory, 추억으로. And then some photos and footage. So yeah, it's quite touching, to see not just Jin's love for the audience, but how warmly he has treated his band, live band members, and the staff behind the scenes. Exactly the kind of person that fans always believed him to be. And he also shared how fun it was to be with the band members while he communicated through live streams throughout the concert, right? How he played games with them and taught them how to play Maple Story. And in return, he wanted to learn how to play instruments, but he ended up just teaching them how to play games. Anyways, I feel like reading these recaps hits differently, because it's one thing to hear fans talk about Jin's sincerity, but when the musicians who worked with him describe him like this, grateful, grounded, and meticulous, it confirms, the image that everyone's held for years. So because it's people who saw him up close, backstage, day after day, saying they want to be better because of him. That's pretty rare. And what stands out to me is how emotional yet calm these reflections feel. Especially this person's, what was his name? Park Shin-won, the guitarist. How he noted, "I want to become a better person." It almost reads something like, I don't know. It's something that BTS member would say. It shows how his professionalism and warmth ripple outward, even to the crew. Jin's professionalism and warmth ripple outward, even to the crew members. So, yeah, as I have expected, this concert and world tour was really something special, and left a great impression on not only the fans, but all the people who were involved. It was really beautiful. So there we go. That was what I wanted to talk about in this video. Two very different topics, but I would love to hear from you. First of all, about this politician. Again, yeah, he's been posting about BTS for years, tagging BTS in his travel posts, using their music in the videos, and even referencing BTS members on his social media accounts. And then it turns out that he attended Jin's Encore concert in Korea when he visited South Korea for the APEC Summit meeting. And it's very tempting to see this as a genuine gesture, a government official showing appreciation for K-pop's global reach. But there could also be another layer, because he's a politician with a long history of weaving BTS into his public image. So whether that's cultural diplomacy or calculated populism, the fact that a sitting minister uses BTS imagery to connect with the public says a lot about BTS global influence and how fandom has become a form of soft power in itself. But yeah, I would love to hear from you, especially if you're natives in Mexico. But then we also talked about these reflections of the band members, right? The keyboardist, guitarist, and drummer, who all posted messages after the encore, and their words were pretty personal and emotional and reflective. How they talked about the tour ending like the changing of seasons, from the heat of summer to early winter, and how Jin's sincerity left a lasting impression on everyone who worked with him. So, yeah, pretty interesting. So let me leave with some questions to you. What do you think about a government minister attending a BTS member's concert? Is it genuine cultural appreciation or more of a political move? And do you feel proud seeing BTS influence diplomacy like this, or does it make you cautious when politicians start using their image? And after reading what Jin's bandmates wrote, what stood out to you most about how he treats the people he works with? And how do you think Jin's leadership style is from what you have seen from the world tour that he just pulled off and finished? All right, let me know your thoughts by leaving comments in the comment section. And as always, let's stay positive, respectful, and classy. Peace, love. Bye-bye.